So here we are.
So here we are. All right. So today we're going to cover the first two commandments out of the 10 commandments, and this is based off what we were discussing yesterday when we reviewed 1 John chapter 2, where it spoke about if we do not live by the commandments and we say we are walking with Jesus Christ, then we're actually lying. Okay, that we're liars. And so we want to kind of break down the commandments. We're going to keep it really simple. We're just going to take the first two today, and then tomorrow, God willing, we'll do commandment number 3 and move forward like that. So the first commandment is what, Ethan?
So the first commandment is, I am thy God, you shall put no gods before me.
That's right. And the second commandment is that you shall make no graven images, and you will not create any idols. All right, so you won't have any idols before God. So those two commandments we decided to put together. And so the first commandment is basically saying that God is saying that he needs to be number one in our lives, that no other gods can be before him. And so this was given to the Jews back in the time when they were taken from Egypt, and it was given to the Israelites. And so at the time, people had other gods, they worshipped other gods and all this other stuff. And today, other gods mean different things to us, and because we want to kind of keep this in the context now and how we're living by this.
Like, when most people hear this and they just think like, oh, so don't worship like Neptune or Buddha or Baal or something. But actually, it's not just that. It's not just to not put stuff like that in front of you and in front of God, but to put other things in front of you, like, say, for example, lust, gambling, drugs, anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Really, anything that could be really more desired than God, that some people feel they're more desired than God.
Exactly. It's anything that we put before God, and even idolatry in the second commandment can be something that we look upon and we try to think about like God. So at the time there was a golden calf, and the people made this golden calf. They melted down all their gold because they were trying to have like something to put in their mind to think of God, and so they began worshiping this calf, and it was against God. And so we're not necessarily talking just about worshiping things like idols, like having a cross or praying to a cross or praying to a picture of Jesus. But on top of that, it could be anything that we, like Ethan said, that we put before God. It could be money, it could be relationships, it could be our wives, our husbands, our children, our careers. It could be anything that falls in that we can put before God, where our time, worship is like giving our time. And so if we're putting all of our time in that thing and not putting God first, that's where the problem is. And so that's what the first two commandments are talking about. And to put it in a recovery context, in recovery, and often in 12-step recovery, we hear, filling the God box, or trying to fill a void with people, places, and things, and looking for outside things to make us feel good, and when we need to put God into that spot and feed our spirits through God. And so that's exactly what these first two commandments are talking about. God is commanding these things, and he also says that he's jealous. He's a jealous God. And I heard a pastor talking about, he was talking about, in the morning time, like he doesn't take a picture of his wife and kiss the picture. He goes and he kisses his wife, right? We don't need to have something that we have a relationship with God directly. And so
You want to feel the real thing. You want to see, feel, think the real thing.
Exactly. And there's a lot more that we can add into this, but we wanted to keep it really simple and keep it short. And if anyone has any comments or anything they would like to add to this, that would be great. We'd love to hear it. And do you have anything in closing, Sir Ethan?
Yeah, so, like you were saying about filling the void with people, or filling the God box with people, places, and things, or whatever, and that stuff. See, think about it. If you're, say, a drug addict or an alcoholic.
That could be video games.
It could be video games. It could be anything that can be addictive. So pretty much, if you're doing that thing and, like, say, drugs, you're doing drugs, and then you get into 12-step recovery, into a recovery house, and then, you start going to meetings and whatever and all that stuff, just because you stop doing drugs, and you could have found something else addictive, like, say, gambling. And
or even going to the gym.
Or going to the gym. So if you were doing that thing, you're still breaking God's commandment because you're doing something else that's addictive, and you're doing that more than studying the Bible and worshiping God and praying and all that stuff. So, and also if you were doing that stuff all the time and you were doing it 24/7 and you were doing it on Saturdays and stuff, you were breaking another commandment, but that's another.
That's a whole nother thing that we're going to talk about. But basically, so it's like having that spiritual, filling that spirit and filling it with God. And that's why, we live by spiritual principles, and that way we honor God, and we seek to have that spiritual awakening so we can be fulfilled. And that's the only thing that truly fulfills us, is being alive spiritually. It's only through God that we can fill ourselves up. And so that's what we're posting up today. And if anyone has any other comments, like I said, please leave them below. And that's it. Signing off.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.